Stocks are set to build on Friday's rally. We're heading into this morning's trading session. The Dow is within 394 points of recouping all the losses from that Wednesday sell-off of 800 points. Is the economy at risk of recession? Take a listen to what the president and some of his top aides said yesterday.
I don't think we're having a recession. We're doing tremendously well. Our consumers are rich. I gave a tremendous tax cut, and they're loaded up with money. They're buying. I saw the Walmart numbers. They were through the roof.
I sure don't see a recession. We had some blockbuster retail sales consumer numbers towards the back end of last week.
We have the strongest economy in the world. Money is coming here for our stock market. It's also coming here to chase yield in our bond market.
Vice President today talks to the Detroit Economic Club. Jim, we're going to hear more from this administration about the economy.
Right. I think that they got a break this morning. You come in after putting everyone out there, and you've got the so-called end of the inverted yield curve. There's a lot of intelligentsia that comes on and scares you on the inverted yield curve. But 7 out of 7 has produced a recession. And I think what the president and his people are saying is, look, this time is different, which are dangerous words. We know that. But I do believe that when you listen to what Navarro was saying, it's become Navarro versus the world. Navarro is saying, look, the money's still coming here, and it makes sense, and that's the inverted yield curve. And Larry relying on what he always did, which is just on aggregate numbers. The president drilling down on Walmart, which was an extraordinary quarter. Where does that leave the rest of retail? That's my big worry. That's what I worked on all weekend, because we're doing programming about the American consumer. 92% of all retail is still brick and mortar. And brick and mortar is living hell. And we have to start focusing on that. That's the weakness.
Well, it's not as though we haven't been focused on it. We've sat here for many years discussing the decline of retail, particularly mall-based retail, right, which is worsening.
Macy's was the biggest wake-up call I've had in ages.
Yeah.
I mean, 9% yield. It's really
as you pointed out many times, one thing, Jeanette certainly did, is put the capital structure in the right place from when he came in. So conceivably they can still support that. But you do wonder when you get to a 9% dividend whether it's worth even maintaining it at that level or whether you might want to conserve some cash.
We see big
by
deals
just cutting it, even if you don't have to. Although it might send a bad sign, right?
I was working on Signet, which is Jared, and so they have more than 2,500 stores, and look at that, 12% yield. So I'm just saying, let's balance what the president says, and Walmart is the biggest. Remember, I like Amazon. Target reports this week. Costco's great. Home Depot tomorrow. Balance those against what's in the mall. And every mall owner, all the REITs, I go through experiential. I'm tired of experiential. I do believe that they have, many of these malls have vacancies. A vacant mall is a place you don't want to go.
This is only going one way. We know,
big.
Well, plus it's
Amazon's dominance and that of the other major retailers that have adopted and are competing aggressively in online, a la Walmart, even Target, Nordstrom, even though
which, by the way, in a journal piece this morning, did all the right things.
Right.
Still couldn't make it work.
Rent the runway. These people, the millennial is very hard to figure. They'd rather rent the runway. They don't have a lot of money. They're still. Look, I'm focused on the directive of looking at the American consumer. Spent a lot of time this weekend on that. And the American consumer is going away from the traditional, and I just think it's an Achilles heel.
So, as you point out, 92% still brick and mortar, 8% online.
It's winning.
Going up,
Look,
as
unless
a percentage
you're
overall. But
online or off price.
But
keep that in your head.
To the point made by the president and his advisors, the consumer does remain fairly strong,
robust.
Right?
Consumer is still robust, and that does matter. Consumer has to stay robust because if you're international, it's slowing for you.